just recorded this video and my computer did not save it. So my apologies in advance if I am a little off in this video because I don't know what it is. I am using my laptop is probably like 5 years old at this point, and there's literally nothing on the hard drive. I don't think. I use a little plug-in thing, and that's where all my files go, and I keep running into memory issues, and it keeps messing up my recording. So again, my apologies in advance if I seem a little off in this video. It's because I just recorded it and it did not save. I'm just using photo booth. I don't have anything fancy to record, at least not yet. So my apologies. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about whether or not you should be watching Twin Flame tarot card readings or getting Twin Flame psychic readings done. Have you been watching countless hours of Twin Flame tarot card readings or buying Twin Flame psychic readings, and you feel like you're not making any progress in your journey? Keep watching. Now, I have nothing against psychic stuff or anything like that. Tarot cards, I've gotten that done, because that's what it's called. I've been to psychics before. I have nothing against this kind of stuff. However, it can distract you from yourself and distract you from your progress, and this really all just depends on where you're at in your journey. So I came up with some questions that you can ask yourself in order to figure out whether or not, maybe you should take a break from getting readings or watching tarot card videos, and why these questions are important to ask yourself and what it's pointing towards. Ask yourself how much time you're spending on it. Ask yourself how much money are you spending on it. And ask yourself how easy is it for you to stop doing it. We all know that these factors can come into play into figuring out whether or not somebody is addicted to something. And I'm not saying that you are addicted to doing this. What I'm saying is that the root of an addiction is an escape from yourself, an escape from reality, a distraction, right? So these same things can help you figure out whether or not you are using it as a distraction from yourself or not. Ask yourself why you're watching these videos in the first place, and figure out if your response to this question is the truth or just what your ego wants you to think is the truth. Because nine times out of 10, the reason why people watch these videos or get psychic readings is because they want validation. Validation either for the connection or just what they're experiencing in the moment in connection. I did do a video on validation. I think the subject is more validating the connection, but the same principles can be applied to validating what you're experiencing in any given moment. I will have it at the end of this video because that goes more in depth on the topic of validation, but 9 times out of 10, they watch the videos for validation. Now the ego is going to make up all these reasons why you're watching them. It'll say, oh, they're just fun and I really just like them. Or it'll say they're a psychic and they know better than my own inner guidance, so I'm going to trust what they say over what my own inner guidance thinks. Ask yourself if the videos or readings is helping you get closer to yourself, and how. The how is important to ask yourself because you want to see what your ego comes up with and figure out if it's the truth or if it's just what your ego wants you to think. Because your ego is going to want you to stay disconnected from yourself and continue on with the same patterns that it always has, right? Ask yourself how much value you're placing on the other person, so the card reader or the psychic, versus your own inner guidance. In other words, how well do you trust yourself? That's important because if you don't trust yourself, how are you ever going to trust anybody else? Are you your own best guide when it comes to connection, or is somebody else your best guide? It's an inner journey, and this inner journey gets you closer to yourself. So what do you think the answer is? You know, readings are fun, and if you can entertain them in a moderate way while still keeping that trust in yourself, your own inner state of being, and remain connected to yourself, is totally fine. Totes my goats. The trust comes in, and where, you know, if your psychic says, oh, they're not your twin flame, and it just doesn't sit right in your knowing, you're trusting the other person over your own inner guidance. So as long as you can still keep that trust in yourself, and your own inner state of being, and remain connected to yourself, totally cool. But if you're spending a lot of money or more time than you can spare in like almost an obsessive manner, if it's keeping you occupied and away from yourself, if it's a distraction from yourself, how is this distraction getting you closer to you? I'll give you a hint, it's not. If you first need to be in union with or connected to yourself before you get in union with another, then do you think that distracting yourself with readings is getting you closer to union or further from it? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be in union, which requires union with yourself, and connected to yourself, which will make you connected to them, if that's what this is? Or do you want to be continue to be disconnected to yourself and disconnected to the other person? Essentially, do you want union or connection, or do you want disconnection? Don't be surprised if you continue to experience the same patterns because you're not doing anything different than you always have done. Because you're not doing anything different internally to change things up. When you're using these videos or these readings to distract you from you, there's still a distraction. You're still running from yourself by chasing something outside of you. You're not doing anything different. So you're going to experience the same patterns. Distraction and disconnection is disconnection, no matter what it is. Your ego might tell you, well, I'm being connected to myself because I'm watching these videos and it's helping me connect to me. And yes, they can help you figure things out. However, there's a difference here. And it's all about how your trust in yourself and your own inner guidance. Doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity, isn't it? You're doing the same thing, but expecting different results. You're doing the same thing, you're distracting you from you, but expecting different results. Union. You're continuing to be disconnected to yourself, but expecting union, which is connection. It's only going to come when you are in union and connected to yourself. Don't be insane. Change it up. Change your disconnection to connection with yourself. if the readings are disconnecting you from yourself, put them on hold and start getting connected to yourself to the point where you can watch them and remain connected to yourself enough. Be careful that your ego does not confuse you with this, because your ego can say, well, I can watch them and stay connected to me. Be truthful with yourself and really get raw with yourself, because your ego is going to give you those excuses. Maybe even after watching this video, well, I can watch these videos and stay connected to myself, but I planned on making this nice dinner for myself, nice healthy dinner for myself, and maybe taking a bath and meditating and just being really relaxed and taking some time to myself. But instead of doing all that, I'm just going to pop a pizza in really easy and sit and watch Twin Flame tarot readings all night. Look at your actions. They can help you figure out where the truth lies. That's all that I have for you guys today. As always, I am a certified life, relationship, and spiritual coach. I also coach spiritual connections like twin flames and soulmates. Sorry, my throat is getting really dry right now. I do free 30-minute sessions. If you want to upgrade your session to a full session, you can do so for 50% off. I do have some more stuff for you guys in the links below, so check them out. Make sure that if you have a question or if you got any feedback, put it in the comments. Let me know what your ego tells you. Give me some more examples. That's all that I have for you. Until later, alligators.